every Wednesday. One, two, and three. Here we go. Everybody unmute. One, two, and three. Let's go,
Thank you
please.
so much.
Say
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much,
I love you, Imran
sir.
sir.
Love you,
Thank
sir.
you so much.
Thank
Love you,
you,
sir. So much
Imran.
You're welcome,
gratitude.
Imran.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Thank you,
Thank
Imran.
you.
Love you,
Thank you,
Imran.
Imran,
Thank
sir.
you so much,
Thank
Imran.
you,
Love you,
Imran.
Imran, sir. Sir,
Thank
love
you,
you, Imran,
Imran.
sir.
Welcome.
Love you,
Thank you,
Imran.
Imran.
Love you, Imran,
Thank
sir.
you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Imran sir, thank you.
Thank you
Love
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank you so
Every
much.
Wednesday.
Namaste, Mitesh.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you, Imran, once again for coming every Wednesday, teaching us with so much love, so much wisdom, so many blessings, and teaching us to be a better human being every single time. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Pleasure is always mine. Everybody, congratulations for the massive, experience you all went through. I was watching the chat box, and I really get the energy and the feeling what you're feeling right now. And congratulations for all the amazing results you have been creating. And thank you, Miteji, for bringing a new perspective. How many of you agree with me that the way we saw the entire episode was a completely different approach towards it, right? So, see, this is the best part about being in alignment with higher energy. How many of you agree with me on that? कि आपकी सोच इतनी ही हो सकती है, लेकिन एक गुरु, एक कोच की सोच कितनी विशाल हो सकती है कि दैट वी सी अ डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव. लाइक मैं कभी सोचा नहीं था कि वी कैन एक्चुअली डील विद दिस सिनेरियो लाइक दिस. आई थॉट ओके, आई एम गोना शट दिस कन्वर्सेशन, आई एम डन विद इट. बट how you can actually use this as a trigger to make sure that we heal that, and that's a brilliant way of doing it. So congratulations for all of you for being part of this amazing community, and thank you, Miteji, for being that amazing person. So chale, let's focus on what are we going to be learning today. I'm just going to get started with the new set of a recording. Hold on. Great. So those of you who don't know me, my name is Imran Beg. I am a handwriting analyst. My core specialization is human behavior, and I use handwriting analysis as a tool to decode and then also to work on how you can change your approach towards your own self using the power of writing. I get this question asked a lot, asking me, Imran, why should somebody actually learn handwriting analysis? What is it in for me? Why is that somebody has to undergo this beautiful conversation over writing? So today I'm going to break this down for you and help you to understand why this is the science which you need to have in your life right now. How many of you like that? So basically, I'm going to break it down for you to tell you the applications of analysis. Are you all with me on that? I'm going to be telling you about why and how you can use this science and how you can develop this in your own domain altogether. So everybody, you don't have to make notes because it's a conversation I'm having with you. So please be with me and let's go through this conversation. I'm starting with a question. The fundamental question is handwriting analysis, and this is the need of the hour. So, why am I telling you that this is the thing you should be learning and why you should be having this in your life? No doubt it is a powerful science, but what is it for you in this science and why you should be having this? Let's discuss that today. So, what is handwriting analysis? Handwriting analysis is basically a scientific method of identifying, evaluating, and understanding personality traits via the strokes and the patterns revealed by your handwriting. So, in simple language, what we're saying is that I am able to identify your behavior using the lines which you put on the paper in form of signature, in form of letters, in form of the designs and the patterns, including, as simple process as, you know, you writing, doodlings, or you writing some numbers, or you writing your own affirmations. All these things can be identified. It basically reflects about you as a person and reveals an individual's personality and behavior. So this is exactly what we're going to be doing using the power of handwriting. But handwriting analysis is also not something which I came up with. It's hundreds of years old. There's a lot of research already been happening and a lot of validation happening. My favorite understanding of handwriting is this new dimension. This is called graphotherapy. Say this word, everybody, with me. It's called graphotherapy. What is graphotherapy? In simple language, graphotherapy is basically scientific process of changing one's handwriting to affect positive behavioral changes. So what I'm claiming to you right now is that if Parminder is going to write the way he's writing his why differently, and Chetan is going to change one aspect of his why, if Govinji can actually put just one underline in the signature, all these things can influence your subconscious mind in a very powerful and beautiful way. Yes, it's a science, it really works. And how does it really work? Is basically using your neuro pathways. It's going to be using your own nervous systems and your own vibrations, and we can actually fix this. Now, the quick question would be, yes, Imran, I got what is handwriting analysis. I got what is graphotherapy. Now, the question is where I can apply this and why I should be learning this. Here is an answer. If you're sitting through this session today, I want you to really be present that one of this is for you, or it could be all of it. So I want you to be present, because what I'm opening for you right now is that I'm inviting you to consider to have this science in your life. I'm inviting you to consider that there is a message waiting for you. It's just that you're not open for it right now. So allow me to have this conversation with you so I can make you see what is it in for you. So everybody, the first and a very fundamental application of handwriting analysis is recruitment and career. And I'm going to break this down a more little later part. Second thing is health and well-being. How many of you are focused on developing your emotional health, developing your mental health, developing your social health? We're going to be discussing that today using handwriting. And definitely all of us want to work on our relationship. Are you all with me on that? And the fundamentally, let's start with relationship with your own self. And the fourth one is very simple, self-development. And that's, I'm sure, is the only reason why you all of us are here, right? We are listening something or we're watching something and we are upgrading our own frequency. So now the question is, why is it so important in career? Imran, I'm a corporate guy. I have my own business. I'm actually working with a team. And why do you think I should be really paying attention towards my writing? Hear this out. The American Institute of Stress had conducted a survey to understand what causes stress at work, the result of which are indeed alarming. Let me know which one you resonate with. Number one, do you know that 41% of individuals cited work itself as a reason for stress? How many of you are doing something in your life and just showing up every single day to your work itself is stress, because you don't know, you're operating with uncertainty there? And you know what? 32% of people said people around them cause stress. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Like, we have at least one person. We don't even pick up the phone. We see the name on the phone, our frequency gets disturbed. You get one email, you have this one interaction with them, and you know what happens to you. So can you see that the people around itself is the reason for stress? And you know what? Watch this. 18% of people said they're, they're experiencing stress because they're juggling between the personal life and also their work-life balance. How many of you are able to relate to this? Give me a big yes if you're able to relate to that. And some of you are not even aware of it. So don't worry about it. Let me help you get through this process. And there's also 9% of people said that one of the reasons I experience anxiety, Imran, is lack of security, consistent income, consistent, better health. And that's why I'm always looking for security. What do you mean by security? Is that it's like Kavya telling me, Imran, I want to have certainty in my life. And the moment I receive that, I'll be at peace. Right now, I'm not experiencing certainty. Like, I'm not sure how I'm going to manage my next EMIs. I'm not sure how I'm going to manage my next expenses. So this is something which is causing us stress. Now, the question for all of you is that how many of you like to first identify, does it apply for you or not? Second thing is, if you can see that it is impacting you and if you're able to relate to it, then how do you work on this? That's the second question. Remember, what comes before change is to understand what to change first. So this is how it can help you in your career, identifying and working on it. The second important thing is, it's very important for you to relate to this. Everybody on your screen right now, I'm sharing something very fundamental. When the tasks we perform do not align with our passion, work can transform into a source of stress. How many of you are passionate about particular subject, but you are doing something else just to make sure that you have bills to pay in the end of the month? And every day you go back to work thinking that, you know what, one fine day I will do something on my own. One fine day, I will practice what my passion is. Maybe the music, maybe the theater, maybe, just doing an NGO and just being part of the NGO, or just, committing for a bigger response, in your life. And because you're juggling this, for instance, an individual might be finding themselves at a desk. How many of you are like, Imran, I want to be in the field. I want to be a coach. I want to be a trainer. But you know what? I have right now responsibilities of my family, and I need to be really working on it. Now, idea is very simple. Where handwriting comes into picture in this scenario is that I help you in taking decisions, and not just decision. It's not just about decision, taking the right decision. How many of you like to have that power? Now, I'm not deciding for you. You will decide that, because I'm going to put in so much of self-esteem into you that you will be okay and willing to fail. Are you with me on that? And this is something most of us don't give ourselves permission to fail. And that's why we are continuing to do something which we know is going to give you a short result. Now, let's understand this also very importantly. The second important reason for stress in people is, no matter what be the profession or the designation or understanding, is very simple. Understanding people around you is a fundamental rule towards your success. Many of us are not acknowledging the importance of interpersonal skills. How do you relate to another human being in your life? And that's where your success is actually getting jeopardized, because you're not paying attention, you're not sharpening that muscle, you're not really working on that aspect of your life. If the person in authority could understand the some of the members are procedural thinkers, listen to this very carefully. This is one of the fundamental reasons why you should be having this education in life. Is in your own home, in your own office, in your own organization, you don't know how people perceive information. You don't even know there's a classification which is called as procedural thinkers. And if you don't understand how to deal with somebody called as a procedural thinkers, you will see that you acknowledge them as a slow people. No, they're not slow. They're not less intelligent people. It's just that their approach towards life is very simple. They need all the facts and figures before they say yes or a no. And if you fail to give it, you will say they're not taking decision, and you will classify them differently. So this happens with everybody. We fail to acknowledge the intensity which you're doing it. And it's not just about this. People do hiring, people do firing. It involves a lot of efforts. And imagine if we could hire the right candidate for the right job. That's the focus. It's not about getting you a right job. It's all about getting the right candidate for the right job. It's like we're matching your personality profile with your job profile. So this is one of the fundamental applications of this science. The second and very important aspect is you need to really understand this. Okay. So those of you who are very logical minded, you're looking for validations. So let me blow your mind. I'm referring to a very beautiful incident. Look at this. Coca-Cola, the National Security Agency, and the Federal Bureau investigation are examples or some of the major organizations in the US that use graphology, and significant number of majority of European corporations. In India, it's catching up. We are very close to about 32% of organizations use this, but in Europe, it is much larger as a percentage. Now, why are they using this? I'm quoting Wall Street Journal, dated 1985. 85, okay, close to 40 years now. Every time we hired somebody who seemed good but didn't do well in the handwriting analysis, he failed within 6 months. How many of you like to have this power when you're recruiting people or hiring people or choosing your business partner just by using the power of handwriting? And look at this, all the big names which you can look at. I'm not just quoting one, I'm quoting one more. Forbes is an amazing magazine which acknowledges the business world. It says it is not unusual for European companies to have full-time handwriting analysts on staff to help personal officers read between the lines. Now in US, thousands of employees and prospective employees are screened via handwriting analysis. Can you see that? That's why there's a very beautiful article which just said you're one sign away from your job. And this is American banker. I'm quoting 1996. The bank uses graphology not only to screen candidate, but also to build teamwork, counsel employees, and do career planning and staff development. We find it amazingly accurate, says an executive director of a banker and trade. am not done. Look at the Press Democrat. I'm quoting 1996. It is probably the strongest and the most effective recruiting tool I have ever encountered, said one senior vice president of human resources at a well known Californian bank. I have many such validation. In fact, those of you don't know, I have been in this field from past 19 years of my life. I have seen how the science evolving from one dimension to the another one. I'm sharing an article which was published in 2006, and I had contributed to this article. I'm talking about how your handwriting is evaluated. By the way, if you're sitting there and thinking, how will they get my handwriting? See, when you're submitting documents, one signature of yours on your passport, on your documents is enough. Sometimes companies give you exams to write or entrance text to write or some of the things to be evaluated. So they have ways to get your handwriting. And that's why don't be surprised if they ask for a handwritten resume that can also be done. Look at this. This is one of the article which published in 2006. This is my article on jobs making on the right slant. That means your handwriting slant can define your job. There's one more. We're talking about how handwriting analysis is becoming a career. Look at the date here, everybody, 2007. All this is my earnings over the period of a time. I've been doing this. I've been helping lakhs of people get the power of this science. And there's no surprise why, Induji and Miteji chose me to partner with them because they understood the power of the science. It's not about me, it's about the science and how they realized you all as a community need this and how this can impact you profoundly. And that's why we're sharing this with you. Now, let me go to the second one. And before I do that, give me one word on the chat box. How is it? Are you all with me on that? Elena says, Sir, I had an interview today and took a test on paper with my writing. See, Elena is sharing something just happened with her today. Right? Can you see that? There are ways people will get your handwriting. I'm telling you that. Mind blowing. Thank you. Superb. Give me one word on the chat box, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let's go to the next dimension of it. The next dimension is very, very simple. And this is, everybody, please sit straight and make a note of it. If you ask me, Imran, why I should do this, no, no brainer. This is for you. This is for you. Why it is impacting health and how it really works. Let's see this. Handwriting engages multiple regions of your brain, promoting cognitive function and memory retention. How many of you have experienced of late you are not able to remember things? Like you meet people, you know the name, sometimes you forget the face. You know the face, sometimes you forget the name. And this is not just a coincidence. There is a reason why it is happening. The tactile and rhythmic nature of handwriting has a therapeutic effect, reducing stress and anxiety by inducing meditative state. Yes, it is possible just by writing letters. What type of letters? On your screen right now. The intentional, deliberate strokes involved in forming letters can enhance focus, mindfulness, and self expressions, fostering a sense of accomplishments and creativity. Now, the question is, Imran, how will this really help me to change my approach towards life? Now, let me share something, not from my table, but from the table of American Psychological Association. Writing is no stranger to therapy for years. Practitioners have used writing forms to help people heal from stresses and traumas. The new research suggests writing may also offer physical benefits to people battling terminal or life threatening diseases. Yes, I have personally worked with patients who have chronic challenges where the doctors not only told them how intense or how impactful their disease is, but also gave them the number of days they're going to be living for and how they could enhance it, how they could handle certain challenges including cancer, including all the life-threatening diseases. And it is possible because if you can empower your mind, nothing like it, nothing like this. And I want to share something very interesting. Everybody look at this. There was an article which was published in Harvard. And what does that article said? This was in 2021. A certain guided writing cannot only help us process what we have been through and assist us the invasion of path forward. It can lower our blood sugar pressures, strengthen our immune system, everybody, increase our general well-being. Writing can result in a reduction in stress, anxiety, and depression, improve our sleep and performance, and bring us greater focus and clarity. I have a question to ask you. How many of you have issues with your sleep currently? Imran, I'm not able to keep up with my number of hours I should be sleeping. In fact, I'm not, even if I'm sleeping, I'm not able to experience deep sleeping. This is a simple one step towards it first. And you'll be surprised. One of the fundamental feedback we receive from people writing graphotherapy is that I'm sleeping better nowadays. And you must be sitting there and wondering, Imran, is it such a big deal that your sleep improves? Ask people who take tablets before they sleep. Ask people if you think this is not a big deal of it. Because sleep is where your body is undergoing that rejuvenation, and that's why it is actually working on you. Okay. Now, I want to tell you something very interesting about it. I'm not saying this is not my validation. I'm sharing all my years of work. This article was published in 2020. I don't know if you're able to see the date, where I'm talking about the healing effects of writing. I'm talking about how it can deal with anxiety, how it can help you in anxiety. And I want to tell you something. This article is only 2 days old. How many days old, everybody? 2 days old. It just was shared with us recently. And this is telling us physiotherapy can help treat psychosomatic disorders. And I want to tell you what is physiotherapy is nothing but using your muscles, using your neurons, and speaking to your brain and helping you reduce pain. And if this can be accomplished using physiotherapy, it's the same principle your graphotherapy works. Are you all with me? Give me a big yes if you're with me on that. Today, I'm not going to let you go. I'm going to bombard you with information. I know this is overwhelming. I know this is too much of information, but you take it because all of you who are looking for logical application, Imran, give me the proof, give me the validation, tell me why I should really learn this science. I am not going to leave you today until I put this seed in your brain that you have been resisting this and the world has been embracing this. Okay. Now, this is one more article where I'm talking about writing about it. There's one more article. Listen to this, very important. It says writing test could help predict Alzheimer's disease. Yeah, writing means handwriting. Let me read this for you. An analysis of writing patterns may help spot early signs of Alzheimer's. How many of you know at least one patient in your life who is dealing with Alzheimer's? And you know what? Handwriting can actually help in this process also. In this study published in the Recent, Medicine, the researchers found that the older adults who were more repetitive in the word usage made spelling errors and missed words, the are, even when they are cognitively normal, were more likely to develop Alzheimer's as a disease. How many of you met people that are very good orally when it comes to speaking, but when it comes to writing, they have their issues with that? So all these things can be identified in the handwriting. One more article, one more article, one more article. This is 2007, where I'm talking about how handwriting is important. Now, let me take your attention to relationships. Why you should be learning handwriting analysis, because one of the fundamental applications is also relationship and compatibility. It's not about finding the right or the wrong partner. It's about beyond that. Let me help you there. Handwriting analysis, along with matching kundlis for marriages, there is an increasing demand of compatibility through handwriting analysis. Yes, take it from me. It's not about finding right or wrong partners. It's about understanding who you are most, are you with me on that? Compatible with. It's about accepting the person exactly the way the person is and exactly the way the person is not. And I want to tell you something very interesting. I want to bring your attention to this paragraph here. United Nations reported in the past few years, India has witnessed a rise in divorce cases. How many of you know people around you, the buzzword is divorce, separation, moving out of a family, moving out of a relationship. And you must be sitting there and thinking, okay, that's their issue and that's how it is. But look at how it is creating as an environment which you're living in, how it is impacting. So I was interviewed by Midday, and this was a pretty recent one, 2022, where I'm talking about how handwriting analysis helps couples in making the right choices. So, why am I sharing all these things with you? Is because to inspire you to take massive action, inspire you to let go of that evaluation, or let go of the logical thinking and believe in the magic which is can be going to be helping you to create that. Now, one of the fundamental applications of handwriting analysis is self development. Why self development is important? And I want your attention on this very beautiful sentence. I'm sure you would like to make a note of it. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. How many of you agree with me on that? I always believe the best of education anybody can have is education of self. Okay. And this is, I want you to really get this right. Now, education of self is the most important and the purest form of education. As human beings, we are constantly looking for things to change, but the process is very simple. Change, however, is very sacred process. Many of us don't acknowledge this because sometimes we don't understand what we're changing or what you need to be changed. And sometimes in the name of just changing, we change things. So if you really want to understand what exactly needs to be changed and how you can actually change, this is how you need to be really working on it. Are you all with me on that? Now, if you are sitting there and still looking for validation, let me share another acknowledgement there. This is an excerpt from the publication of Psychology stating the correlation between the alpha state and the handwriting. Now, look at this. Many of us do meditations, many of us do Japan, many of us do a lot of things to activate that alpha state because that's where the magic is happening. Now, I'm just correlating the alpha state with the handwriting. Now, look at this. As increased connectivity in the brain was observed only when writing by hand and not when simply pressing the keyboards, our findings can be taken as evidence that handwriting promotes learning. You know what this research says? When you write, your brain behaves differently compared to when you type. So it's time you pick up your pen. It's time you pick up your pen. And there's so much more. You know what? As I said, I can blow your mind today by telling you all the logical aspects of it. But this is not, no, I don't have to convince you because it's not a day old science or a month old science or a year old science. This is amazingly applied. You know what? This has been happening and been used by many more people. Now, let me jump into helping you very simple and very clearly telling you one important aspect. Handwriting is also important for children if you're not aware of this. Just today, I was having a session on kids and importance of their handwriting. And there are tons of articles which I have written about kids and why it is important in their career, in their growth. See, this is my article where I'm talking about how handwriting is taking a backseat, how to deal with children with learning disabilities using handwriting. So there are many more articles where I have contributed towards talking about this. This was in 2018, okay? And this is 2022 in Times of India. This is Hindustan Times. This is Gulf News. So everybody is embracing it, and you're sitting there and looking for logic. Now, I want to conclude this conversation by giving you more validations. And one of the reasons I want you to please stay back and listen to me is because by the end of it, I have a gift for you. I'm going to be requesting Induji. I'm not sure whether I know we are ready for this or not. I will do what I can do from my side so that you have this program in your life. So I'll request Induji to roll out a series of programs which I offer and also give you an opportunity to avail those programs on a discounted price because I don't want anything to be a reason for you not grabbing this as an opportunity or having the science in your life because there are so many people getting benefited. And why is that you don't have it? Or why is that you're not getting benefited? Let's support you in getting this process. Are you with me on that? So let's do this right now. I'm going to give you a breakdown. No matter what profession you are in right now, let me help you to decide this for yourself. Now, if you are already a coach or a healer, make a note. How about having an X-ray vision into the mind if you are able to see in through your coachee, accelerate the breakthroughs, and drive lasting changes? How many of you like to have a power to see beyond words, uncover deep-seated blocks instantly? Number two, how many of you love to learn as a coach, as a healer, to personalize coaching like never before? Like, how can you give me therapy specifically for that person? How many of you like to have the power of mindset change using the power of graphotherapy? Build deeper trust and connections with clients and stand out in crowded coaching industry. How many of you like to have that? Giving me on the chat box there. And if you really want to do that, one more element for your existing coaching, you need to learn this. And I want to tell you this. Everybody say hello to Anirudh there. Anirudh is an amazing coach himself. He has an amazing product, services. He's doing great. But what happened after he chose handwriting is that he got one more level up. And from his own words, being a healer and coach myself, I found the missing piece to my puzzle in graphotherapy. And you know what? Thank you, Anirudh. I want to take this moment and acknowledge you for taking graphotherapy to many more people in your life. With all your understanding of human behavior, plus the power of graphotherapy, you're able to create massive results. Everybody say hello to Vishal. Vishal is a naturopath, and look at from his own words. He's already a coach, he's a healer, and using handwriting. The tables have turned. Instead of my clients telling me their challenges, I tell them about it just by looking at their handwriting. Graphotherapy is an integral part of my program, and I have raised my fee higher too just by doing this. So, how many of you like to have this? And you know what? They're not just two people. Look at all the coaches. Some of you already here, some of you have already seen them in action. All of them have learned and understood the power of it. And that's why they're able to level up their own coaching program. And if you're sitting there and if you're a doctor, listen up. My community is full of doctors. Why? Listen to this. If you really want to go beyond diagnosis, not on the surface level, but go more deeper, you need to learn this science. Analyze and prevent mental health disorders possible using graphotherapy. Integrate mind-body healing for faster recovery. As a doctor, you take care of the body and use graphotherapy to work on the mind. Faster results happening there. Reduce stress and enhance decision making under pressure. So if you're already a doctor, you can use graphotherapy to enhance this as an ability. And how many of you want to increase the speed of healing? And you know what? This is Dr. Sajeev. He's a practicing orthopedic surgeon. Stumbled upon this modality accidentally. My improved confidence in dealing with challenges with patients was an added positive impact seen as a result of graphotherapy. You know what? Just 2 days back, we have a testimonial from him. He says that, Imran, I made 1 lakh rupees just in one day. And it just happened that people see my certificates, people see my growth as a handwriting analyst. I analyze their handwriting and they're looking for my services. This is Dr. Rohit. Dr. Rohit is amazing in his own way. And he's having a huge number of patients which he's supporting with, but he found handwriting analysis. You know what? He's one doctor who said, Imran, I have more handwriting analysis. Like the last time I met him, he has worked with more than 200 patients using handwriting. This is Dr. Pawan from the city of Bangalore. This is Dr. Jayashree. This is Dr. Sarvanan. This is Dr. Rajalakshmi. And all these doctors have already done my programs, and there are many more. And if you're a homemaker and if you're really looking at launching yourself in a career 2.0, listen up. As a homemaker, rediscover your identity and personal strengths. Create source of income and financial independence. How many of you like to do that? Right? Build unshakable confidence and self-worth. Inspire other women to break barriers. How many of you like to be not just transforming yourself, you want to transform the people around you, all the ladies around you? Come on, everybody, keep the acknowledgement on the chat box. And all this, I want to tell you something amazing. Everybody say hello to Pooja ji. Pooja ji, she was a homemaker for 21 years of her life. And today she is a self-proclaimed master practitioner of graphology, and she's doing an amazing, amazing work. In fact, she's part of my core team. If you call her for any support, she will be the first one to support you there. We also have Shamolima Parekh from a homemaker. Now she's a coach. We also have Prita Agarwal. We also have Priyanka Yadav. And all these are homemakers who have been doing our programs and creating amazing results for themselves. I can go on and on and on, and I can share many of it. Even if you're a corporate employee, even if you're in a professional, in a particular, portfolio of your life, look at this. Even if you're in a recruitment, even if you are just doing a corporate job, you need to really look into it. The type of results you're able to generate is simply fantabulous. We have people from IT background, we have people from corporate background, And all these people have been doing our programs. Even if you're an entrepreneur, you should definitely do the program to decode instantly how to hire people, master the influence of negotiation and influence people, strengthen decision making, eliminate stress, and a competitive edge in your business. This is Navinji. Look at his breakthroughs, and they have tremendous level of people who have been doing this. Are you all with me on that? See, as I told you, I have another 15, 20 slides to talk about, telling you the importance of writing and everything. Now, everybody say one word on the chat box. How many of you are now sure that, okay, this is a science for me? This is something which I need to have in my life, no matter who you are. Everybody type in me on the chat box, right? So you need to start. You want to work with me on a first step program where you spend a weekend, or you want to work with me as a master practitioner and get onto the specialization just like this, or you want to work with me on health and handwriting, I'm ready to support you. The question is, are you willing to do this for yourself? Okay, so what we are going to do is I'm going to request Induji to send all of you an email. So tomorrow, please watch an email from our side. I'm going to list out all the programs I do. I'm also going to offer you an amazing level of a discount for you to take an action so that you can be in my community and I can support you in having this science in your life. Are you ready for it, everybody? Okay, so I'm going to request Induji and Miteshji to come out with an opportunity for all of you, because it's high time you have this science. And I want to tell you this: every day you delay it, you're delaying your own transformation. And there are tons of people doing it. I want to tell you this: just a few weeks back, I just did one masterclass. In one masterclass, I had more than 200 people joining my community by paying fees. So the world is getting present to this. So I don't want you to be, left behind in this journey of self transformation using the power of handwriting. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. More than talking about handwriting, how it really works, I wanted to show you today the applications of it. So it's not about convincing anymore. So from here on, I'm not going to come back and tell you about how this really works and what is the science and logic behind it. No, I'm going to come back and say, this is for you. You need to do this to get this result in your life. Are you clear about this, everybody? So this is how we're going to be operating from here on. So enough of convincing, enough of actually trying to, tell you that you should have this. Now, point is, this is the need of the hour. This is the must-have science in your life right now. So thank you so much, everybody, for patiently listening to this beautiful conversation about how this science is the need of the hour and how this science is for everybody, no matter what profession you are in. So I look forward to see you. We have a webinar happening tomorrow as a masterclass. Please join me and wait for the email to come and take action. So next time I meet you, you're going to tell me the action you have already taken. Are you all with me on that? Great. So with this, it's time to say bye to you. A big round of acknowledgement for each one of you for patiently being there and going through this beautiful conversation with me. I look forward to seeing you back again in action. So it's time to say bye to you. Congratulations for those of you who are deciding to have this science in your life. I look forward to see you there. Thank you, Induji. Induji says, I will create coupon code and send tomorrow morning only for Imran's course. Thank you so much, Induji. I look forward to have each one of you as part of my community and learning the power of writing. With this, it's time to say bye to all of you. Blessed night. See you all next Wednesday. Thank you. Thank you, Jagpreet. Thank you, Nusrat. Thank you, Sheetal. Okay, there's so many names on the chat box. Thank you, Ra. Thank you, Rahul, for constantly supporting. Hi, Kamala. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Thank you, Sonal Padia. Platinum Arya, good to see you there. Hi, Kamala. Vijay, thank you. Thank you. Ayushi Patel, Shushmita, Girish, Vidya there. Minu, Dr. Bhanu Pratap, Platinum. Thank you, Sankar. Yeah, I look forward to. I look forward to. Thank you, Aishwarya, Jasbir, Nising Gada. I hope I got your name right. Hey, Sanaz, Amit. Hi, Nanda. Okay, there's so many names there. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the love. Blessed night.